Hey guys, Acronos here with another video, my first episode of my series In Search of an AP Carry, and I was going to do this a long time ago, since my Akali update video, but I've been caught up with doing other things, but now I'm going to do it. So, in this episode, by the way, someone asked if I have a script when I'm looking down. No, I'm just looking down at the screen, right there, but my camera thingy is right up there. Poke. It's right up there, so when I'm looking down at the screen, it looks like I'm reading something from a piece of paper, but I'm not. I'm just looking at the screen, looking at the gameplay. So, first episode Fizz, and I can already tell you second episode will be Rise, even though it's not really an AP carry, because I play Mana Rise, but still, you know what I mean. So, it was a pretty funny lane, Fizz versus Fizz, and right now I'm going to tell you immediately how to counter Fizz versus Fizz. Always remember this. Your best defense is your offense. As you will see eventually, I keep on poking Fizz and then using my playful trickster to get back out, because as soon as I poke their Fizz and I use playful trickster, their Fizz can't engage on me and return damage to try to win the trade. So it's a one-sided trade if I engage first, and Fizz never engaged first and ended up dying once, dying twice, and from there on I just kept on snowballing constantly. So that's your problem, Fizz. Not very well played, you unskilled person. So, what I think about Fizz? I think Fizz is, well, it takes time to master Fizz. I say time, but I started playing Fizz yesterday because a friend of mine suggested that I would play that. I was thinking of going AP Sona mid, but he said no. You know what? You should go and try out Fizz, and not a best gank of Kazakhs there. He just went in, got ignited, then queued by Vlad and died immediately. But we're not talking about him, we're talking about Fizz. So my friend said, why don't you try out Fizz? And I was like, well, I'm not really sure. I haven't played Fizz that much, and I don't really like that he has to use melee attacks. Picked Fizz anyway, and I ended up having a great game. And I'm going to upload the game because it was a lot of fun. And I was playing against a Lux, I think, and it was quite tricky. And I was kind of losing the early laning phase, but that's fine because late game I picked up the kills. Fizz is such a nice champion, and even if you take a lot of damage and kind of lose the early game, as long as you don't give up too many kills and you get your Lich Bane, it's perfectly fine. You're going to win. Trust me on that. Okay, so here we're going to go in for a kill. I dash in, playful trickster so I can't take damage, and there we go, and he is down. And from there on, I'm just going to start snowballing, going to build AP, and going to rush my Lich Bane now to increase my nuking potential, because I'm going to talk about the items later. So what I think about Fizz, I think Fizz definitely is viable if you can master the combo of the Q, W, and E, because you will most likely be playing against a ranged enemy, so you need to know how to last hit without taking too much damage. You need to know what their range is, kind of, and when to use playful trickster and when not. So it takes time to master Fizz, but after you've mastered Fizz, it's definitely worth it, and even ranged champions can't do much against you. I think, well, the passive, which allows you to ignore unit collision, and I think unit collision, yeah, I think that was it, and something else I forgot, sorry guys, but it's great for when you're trying to gank someone, or when you're just going to go for some poke or try to escape, because you can just run straight through the minions instead of the minions blocking your path, and you can't get out of the way and you get killed or something like that. There was Zac, by the way. Yes, Zac has been released recently. I'm going to play him like someone asked me to. I'm not going to buy him. I don't have enough IP. I'm going to save it for Fizz or Sona. Depends, probably a Fizz instead of Sona. I want to go Sona first, but yeah, Fizz is amazing, so I'm probably going to save up for Fizz, and I'll play Zac during the free week. I'm playing Fizz during the free week currently. So, the passive, it's awesome for escaping your lane and reducing the amount of damage you take. Your Q, I think, is great. It doesn't do that much damage early on, but because it applies on-hit effects, and you can get the Lich Bane, it deals crazy damage later on. Otherwise, it would have just been overpowered if it dealt even more damage. So I don't really mind that it doesn't have that much scaling and that much base damage early on, because once you get that Lich Bane, you're going crazy. Your W, I think, is great for bursting down even bruisers and tanks. They can't do much against you once you've got that crazy amount of AP. Then your playful trickster, I really like this, as you can just go in there, I'm a little bit reckless, sometimes a lunatic, as I just go in, dive, and then I want to get out. I don't want to use my flash, so I'll use Playful Trickster, so the turret can't hit me, so I take no damage, and it, is a gap closer, just like my flash, and even if I am in trouble after that, I can just go and use my flash anyway, just to be safe. Also, like I said there in the chat, taking blue, oh well, it wasn't there, but because of your W, Fizz is great at soloing the blue buff. I'm around level 11 right now, but even at around level 6, 7, or 8, you could easily do the blue buff on your own, while the jungler is like holding your lane or something. Because then the enemy will think that you've gone back, but you're actually just doing the blue buff. So that's something you could try. Now your ultimate, because I already went over the E. Now the ultimate is great. I don't really use it for the damage. I either use it as a combo finisher, or I use it as a slow, just a slow to catch up to my enemy. But I don't really use it for the damage, as your E does crazy damage. With my build, over 600 damage, so by the time I've already gotten the chance to use my ulti, they won't be able to do much. There, I used my ultimate for the slow and somewhat for the damage, but even if my ulti didn't do damage, I would have been able to take down the whoever that was I killed with my normal abilities. So, Riven goes in there for the kill, trying to poke, I'm taking tower shot and I have to back off, and Riven goes for the double kill. That was really nice. Good job, Riven. Thumbs up. So, onto the build. Like I said, Lichbane. That's all you need. Well, of course you're going to build other stuff, but once you've got the Lichbane, your damage is going to increase with 500%. Not sure if that's the correct numbers, but you go crazy once you have that Lichbane. Trust me on that one, guys. If you're going to rush anything, rush Lichbane. You could of course go for your sorcery shoes first, and for some Doran's rings for some AP, HP, and mana regen, because you do want to be able to use your abilities often on the laning opponent. So it's alright if you're going for a Doran's ring first and some boots, just to make your laning a little easier, but after that, rush the Lichbane. I'm going to say it another time, rush the Lichbane, because he will go absolutely crazy. I mean, Fizz, once you've got the Lichbane, it's no more fighting like 5 seconds long, poking and poking. I mean, ain't nobody got time for that. You're just going in there, burst them down, and you're done. You got a kill. Free kill. With Fizz, once you've got a Lichbane, you can almost be guaranteed that you're leaving that fight with at least one kill. I'm not sure if I always get a kill this game. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, by the way, that game I played against, I played with Fizz, where my friend suggested I would go Fizz. I don't think that was against, whatchamacallit, Lux. I think it was against Katarina. But still, it was a great game, and it's a perfect example where I didn't do that well in the early game. But once I've got the Lichbane, I really picked up the late game. Okay, so let's look at this play over here. Again, I'm going reckless, and Zac goes in with his jump catapult thing, and then with his ulti. Doesn't do a lot of damage with his ulti, but definitely slows me. I'm trying to kill Fizz, who just jumps away, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to die, might as well try to take one kill with me. I tried to flash away, and my Playful Trickster was on cooldown, otherwise he would have been able to escape. Too bad. But still, I knew that I was going to die, so I thought, you know what, I'm going in for the kill. I saw a chance to escape, so I thought, I'm going to try it, but I ended up failing. Too bad, but yeah, it was a nice play. And later on in the video, you will see a great play. If I say so myself, I really like that, and I think that's one of the best moments I've ever had in League of Legends, where I did something crazy. But, I'm not going to spoil anything, you'll see it yourself if you keep watching the video. So, don't go away from the video, keep watching. So after that, I would definitely recommend going for a Rabadon's Death Cap to increase your burst. Don't worry about too much tankiness, because once you've got your Playful Trickster and your team is going crazy on them, you can just escape, let your cooldowns refresh, and go back in again. So Rabadon's Death Cap after that, so let me go over the boots, Sorcerer's Shoes, Home Guard if you have to go back to the lane often. If you don't, that's fine, then you don't have to get your Home Guard, so Sorcerer's Shoes, a couple of Doran's Rings, and a Lichbane. From there on, Rabadon's Death Cap I would recommend. Then for the extra HP, just so you won't be too squishy, I would recommend a Relic Crystal Scepter. Also for the slow is really nice with your ulti or with and your E and your Q and your W. It's like a massive perma-slow. Gnosis, nothing compared to Fizz with a freaking Relic Crystal Scepter with that E and that ultimate and the slow. It's crazy, and you can catch up with your enemy if you're chasing them. So that's some really good things and reasons for why you should get Relic Crystal Scepter on Fizz. Now, I would recommend going for a lot of AP with your next item, depending on how you're doing. If you are doing great on kills and not really being focused that much or not dying often, I would recommend going for maybe Deathfire's Grasp or just an item that gives you a lot of AP, because you do want to get that extra ability power from that Revenant's Death Cap to increase your burst even more. Or maybe you could go for, what do you call that item? Hextech Gunblade for your extra sustain, because that could definitely help. So either go for a Hextech Gunblade, or you could try, oh look at this, bam, down. So you could go for a Hextech Gunblade, or for, let's say, a Zonia's Hourglass, which I went for this game, I think, which ended up helping a couple of times, but I really regret getting it, as I wanted to go, I should have gone for Hextech Gunblade, because it would have done a lot more damage, and it would have helped me survive my lanes and give me more sustain, because I went back a couple of times because I had I had HP, but let's say if I've lost 300 HP, I'm not going to run around with less than 300 HP lost, because I do want that extra HP for when a fight is happening. I know that I'm going to die here once again, so I tried to take Misfortune with me, so that's another kill for me. Misfortune got a kill. She was getting really fed, because bot lane, look at that score. Sivir was feeding and Nautilus was trying. I can't really blame Nautilus for this one, because Sivir kept on pushing the lane really hard and pushing all the way up to the enemy turret. They kept on getting ganked. Nautilus trying to save her, and Nautilus dies and Sivir dies. So I can't really blame Nautilus for that. Then I confronted her with it, I mean Sivir with it, and she's like, yeah, STFU, because apparently what I was doing wasn't really nice. Well, I'm just confronting you with it. Clearly, if I'm telling you to play careful, stop pushing, and you're going to do it, yes, I am going to confront you with it, because you might lose the game for us. This game took 50 minutes. If bot lane wasn't feeding, this game would have taken about 20 minutes or less. So, yeah, wasn't really, still was a fun game, even though bot lane was feeding. I had a great game, really enjoyed it, and there was a lot of fun. By the way, here, nice play by my team, as Nautilus kept on tanking the turret. I was waiting for my cooldowns, and waiting for my W to be back, and there we go, Nautilus goes in, a Q, and I go back out, and there Riven, I think Riven gets the kill here. I'm going to kill the blobs from Zac, and Riven gets the kill. Yeah, good job Riven. Riven was really carrying this game together with me. Everyone else, Kha'Zix, KS'd me once with the excuse that he has to get kills too. I mean, get your own kills then. And you know what, I don't really mind if we're fighting and you just secure the kill. But if I use my Ignite and my ultimate for that kill, and you just go in there and last hit it, I do get pissed, because now I have to wait for the cooldown of my Ignite and ultimate that I used on an assist. So, oh yeah, this is pretty funny there, as I was staying there in the bush. I'm talking way too fast. But I was staying there in the bush, and waiting for anyone to get their blue buff, but I didn't even notice, but Fizz and Zac, the enemy Fizz and Zac, were doing the blue buff, and I didn't even see or hear them. So they're right there next to me, but they didn't see me and I didn't see them. And I thought maybe they are doing the blue buff, and I checked and I ran away instantly, because I can't take on the two of them. I mean, Zac, OP. Okay, well, he's not really OP, he's pretty balanced. It's just really annoying when you're diving Zac. Or what happened to me, because Zac was diving and I tried to kill Zac. And what happened was that he ended up dying, but it was in enemy turret range. So while I was trying to kill Zac, I kept on getting turret damage, and after that, I think I got killed by the enemy Vlad. I don't think it was in this game, but I ended up getting killed because Zac's passive was up, and I couldn't even take him down. It's a bit like Anivia's passive, but more annoying, because Zac doesn't stay in one place, but he's all over the place. And yeah, it's a bit difficult to do something like that in such a situation. Anyway, I'm rambling way too much. Let's keep on going with whatever I was talking about. I don't remember, I lost track. Wow. Good job. Oh yeah, I was talking about the items, then a Hextech Gunblade for the sustain, or Zonia's Hourglass, and then as final item I would recommend going for a Void Staff, because you will deal even more damage. Even if they are building magic resist, they can't do much against you. So that's a great item. I would highly recommend it on Fizz. As you see, I'm doing pretty good on the level, as I'm, well, I'm a level 18 already. It's really hard to see for me because I have the webcam there and then the screen of the gameplay there, and it's pretty hard to see what is up. I think I'm level 18 there. I know that I was doing great on the levels here, as I was level 18 way before everyone else. I poked Fizz a second ago, and then went in and got him to use his ultimate. And there I used my ultimate not to kill anyone, but just to disturb their team, and so they won't all go in. Here I'm trying to go in. Fizz uses Playful Trickster. I take down Fizz. Vladimir was going for me. I had none of my abilities up, and I ended up dying. And I was thinking, if I had a Zonia's Hourglass right there, I wouldn't have died. So that's part of the reason why I went to Zonia's Hourglass. But it wasn't really necessary, as I could have just survived if I had some Spell Vamp. So again, I would recommend Hextech Gunblade. Also, the extra slow next to your Wireless Crystal Scepter is crazy. No one's going to get away from you then. Riven being a little bit reckless there, but yeah, it's fine. We're doing a great job. As... What's my score there? Hold on, I think my screen is messing up or something. What does it say for the score? Oh, 11. Yeah, minimized, it looked like it said 1 kill, and I was like, what? This can't be right, I don't have 1 kill. That was a bit weird. Anyway, great play there once again. I really like the Playful Trickster, as you can just go in, play a bit more reckless, and of course, what I should mention in this video, compare to other AP carries, and if I would recommend Fizz in a ranked game. If you have mastered Fizz, I would highly... Oh, wait. Pause, watch this. Well, it's going to take around, I don't know, 20 seconds? Okay, so I go in for a kill on Fizz. Vlad uses ulti on me. Too good he didn't have a Rylus Crystal Scepter, but I do get slowed by Misfortune. I tried to get out, and they still couldn't catch up with me. Going in on Misfortune, Kha'Zix goes in for the kill steal. Yeah, it was a kill steal. I'm taking damage from Zac, trying to tank it, and yeah, I kill Vlad, taking a lot of damage from Zac. He's trying to chase me. I'm thinking, should I go in on him? I could kill him, but no, I'm not. Trickster over the wall, and there's Leona, and nope, going the other way, and come on, look at that. That was a beautiful play. That was a beautiful play right there. I think that was a moment to be proud of. As I just went in there, killed 2 of them, and got out safely, as they were all chasing me. I could have probably killed Leona, but I didn't want to risk going straight in on her and getting stunned, or she having her sun shield thingy up and hitting me. So that's why I juked off to the left and went for the minion instead, so she wouldn't kill me. And Riven got the kill anyway, so it was perfectly fine. Just stalking in their bush, seeing if Misfortune would pass by, but she didn't. Too bad. So yes, I would highly recommend Fizz in a ranked game if you have mastered Fizz. If you're still practicing, I would say go and play a lot of normal games, not ranked games, but go and play a lot of normal games so you can master Fizz and see if Fizz is a champion for you. I wasn't sure if Fizz was, but I think Fizz is great, and I do end up dying here. I was hoping that I wouldn't get killed, and that was another reason for me to get my Zonia's Hourglass, because if I had it, I wouldn't have died. But yeah, I just said to my team that nobody was focusing Misfortune, as she was just smacking away on us and nobody attacked her. So that was just me saying, come on team, we need to change our strategy. Anyway, what I was saying is that if you feel confident about playing Fizz and you do know how to use the abilities and you do have a good team or a good duo partner or even solo, you can do it solo, but if you're confident with playing Fizz, I highly recommend it. It might be a little tricky to play against someone who's using ranged attacks, and I think Kassadin could do a lot against Fizz. So if you're going to play Fizz, I would highly recommend banning Kassadin. I think you could take Akali with your Playful Trickster thingy. There, that Zonia's Hourglass saved me. If I didn't have it, I would have died. But yeah, I would recommend banning Kassadin, and you know, if you play normal games, you can see who you're struggling against in a normal game, so you know how to ban them. Because I've played several games against Nasus, not mid, but just games against Nasus where I know that Nasus is extremely powerful. Here I go in and I didn't let my Playful Trickster on Misfortune, so I end up dying without killing her. I did want to take down her Guardian's Angel, so we could eventually go and push without her having her Guardian Angel up, getting back alive and taking us all out. Great play by my teamer Kha'Zix and Nautilus by finishing off both of them and Nautilus going to push. That was a great play. So like I said, if you feel confident about playing Fizz in a ranked game, definitely go ahead and try it. I think Fizz is a viable ranked champion. So, thumbs up for Fizz. I approve Fizz for a ranked game. Now I'm going to compare Fizz to a couple of other champions like High Burst LeBlanc. Why should you pick Fizz instead of LeBlanc? Well, the thing is, LeBlanc doesn't have any AoEs. She doesn't have any AoEs. She can just burst down one champion, but after that she can be in a lot of trouble. Also, it's not too difficult to predict where LeBlanc is going to escape to, as she uses her W to run away. You can just place, let's say, a trap or something at where she used her W, so if she goes back she gets hit by it. I want to go in on Misfortune there, but I knew that Vlad and such would be there, so I didn't go in. But like I was saying, it might not be the smartest choice to pick LeBlanc in certain situations, but Fizz does have similar burst, not the exact same burst, but I think somewhat better mobility and ganking potential than LeBlanc. So it's all situational. You could, let's say, play LeBlanc or Ahri, but then again, it's just if you want to go and counter someone. Let's say if you're playing Vlad, I would highly recommend playing Fizz instead of LeBlanc, because Fizz counters Vlad somewhat harder, in my opinion, as you do that reduced healing. Anyway, that was it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay funky, and I'll see y'all later.